had a go at this, and what was it asking you to do? Length of sides is centimeters, triangle, area of triangle T1 is equal to the area of triangle T2. Work out the value of x, which is here, and oh, it's everywhere. Okay. Work out the value of x, giving your answer in the third form, basically, where a and b are whole numbers, integers. Okay. So, interesting question. Okay, so let me. Actually, I think you know most of this. I think there's a bit of confidence we need to gain here. So why don't you start me off? Because you know a lot of the stuff that that will help you here. So what did you do?
Well, first I did, T2.
Yeah.
I did x minus 2 times x plus 1 and
Sounds very
divided it
good.
by 2.
Excellent. And then what did you do?
Then
You got a
I
little bit.
expanded it.
Okay, see, you started off really well, and with a tiny bit more experience, you would have carried on. Okay, now when you say in a math question something is equal to, that's basically telling you to make an.
Equation.
See, you even know the next word. Yeah, you're really close to getting all the way through, but this tiny lack of confidence stopped you. So, okay, now what's the next thing? So we know it's equal to something. What's it equal to?
To the other triangle.
Yeah, and what do you do for that?
Was it cosine rule?
What do you say? The cosine rule?
Yeah.
Mm, okay, so we're making an equation and two things are equal. What is equal?
Areas.
Area. Okay, keep going. So
Yeah.
we've done this. We're on this.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it half?
Yeah,
Oh,
go on.
that's so stupid.
Half.
Half
Yeah,
x times x
yeah,
times it by sine 30.
cool. Now, this we will assume
It's a
is your
calculator
calculator
paper.
paper. It is, yeah, because
Yeah.
at A level you're supposed to know what sine 30 is, but so sine 30 should be root 3 over 2. Is that right? Did you get that on your
Um,
calculator?
let
It'll
me
be
get my calculator.
horrible decimal if you do it on a just normal way. So hopefully
So,
your Casio calculator, which is the one I recommend, yeah, will give you root 3 over 2 for sine 30.
do I just write sine 30 equals
Yeah, equals, yeah.
half?
Half. Wait a sec, have I remembered it wrong? Sine. Oh, yeah, sorry, I remembered it wrong way around. Yep, half. That's even better, actually. Well, it's a nicer number, isn't it, than root 3
Yeah.
over 2. Okay, so I'm going to move slightly to one side. We don't need the picture anymore. We know it's going to turn into a third like that. When we get to the third, we'll be happy already, kind of thing. Okay, let's just move this here. Makes it a nicer equation. Let's move that like that. Okay, so we know that is half, so we times it by half. Let's I don't know. Okay.
Why did you cross sine 30 out? Oh,
Oh,
you just turned.
turned into a half, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna do with this divide by two?
What?
Guess, come on.
1 second, 1 second. I'm just writing it down.
Okay, right now.
Times it by on the other side.
Exactly. And why is that a good idea?
So you get rid of the fraction.
Yeah, get rid of that at least. Yeah, and you really don't want the fraction on the left-hand side either. So, and you said you've already multiplied this out, the left-hand side, x squared minus 2x plus x minus 2, and this side is so far it's half x squared. Cool, not too bad at all here. Okay, and I'm gonna do the obvious kind of stuff. Minus 2x plus x is minus x
But
minus 2.
what happened to everything else?
Oh, what do you mean? What other
On
stuff?
the half
You mean
x
you
squared.
mean that?
Yeah.
That's all gone, remember? We crossed it all out. The sine
Why did
30.
you do the? Why did you cross the half out?
Ah, okay. So, I thought you already saw what I did. Maybe you were looking down on the paper. Look at that. What am I pointing at?
Wait, half.
You put the 2 there, didn't you? You said times by 2.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with
Two
the half?
times a half.
Where's half times 2?
One.
Yeah, or basically you
Oh.
can say it cancels, yeah? And that sine 30 became the half, so that's why that sine 30 got crossed out.
Okay.
Yeah, cool, good questions. Maybe, were you looking down when we did, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so,
Wait, you know the times two? Do you times everything by two?
yes, the whole thing has effectively be times by 2. Now you don't put a bracket when you do that, because times by 1 bit by 2 makes the whole answer bigger by 2 anyway, yeah? You don't need a bracket for that, if that's what you're
Wait, so
thinking.
you don't do a half times two, then x squared times two?
No, you don't, no, because that would be times by 4. Because you times the whole thing by 2, and then you times by 2 again. You see, if I got blah blah blah, lots of stuff, right, and then I times it by 2, I forget the bracket even, yeah? You're timesing the
Yeah.
whole answer by 2. The whole answer becomes 2 bigger. So if I times another bit by 2, that's not going to help. That's going to make it even bigger. 4 times
So you
bigger.
just always times one bit by
Yes,
two.
yes, good. Good
Okay.
question. Yeah, I've heard, yeah. Very common, but good question.
Okay. Then do you um so
Let's make it
now
even more comfortable. What are you going to do? A bit more. I, what's your gut feeling
add
say?
two.
Did you say add 2?
Yeah.
Mm, I'm going to cross that out.
What
Let's
are you gonna times it by two?
Yeah, I'm going to times this thing by 2 like that. Now this has got 3 parts, okay? That's actually carrying on from our quick discussion a minute ago about do you times every single bit by 2, yeah? When you've got pluses and minuses, that's different, yeah? Because if you times just the front bit by 2, then you just times the front bit by 2. But when you've got this whole massive thing timesing together and then you times by 2 there, you know, then that's different. You know, this is when you times stuff together, it all becomes one number, and then you times it by 2, it makes the whole answer big. But if you just times stuff that's adding and taking away, like in this bracket
Yeah.
over here, then if you just times the front bit by 2, you haven't times everything by 2. If these are all timesing and then you times by 2, then you don't need a bracket, because when you times it all comes together anyway to make one answer kind of thing.
So if it's something times, you only do one little section of it.
Exactly. Yeah, you just times by 2 on the end or whatever, and it makes the whole answer bigger by 2 or times by 3 times, you know, the whole.
And if it's so, is that the same with dividing as well?
Yes, great question. Yes, it is. Good. Timesing, dividing are the same sort of category.
And adding and taking
Mine
away.
are the other category. Yes. Good.
Okay.
Good. 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 Nice question. Okay. Why did I? Yeah, I don't want to get. That makes it uglier, but I'll put that there. Okay. So the reason why I moved this divide by 2 is just because we don't like fractions, and it just feels easier. But you might have got away with it. You probably would have ended up doing that anyway, because say I moved half x squared that way, it's just a bit weird. You go x squared, take away half x squared. Okay, let's just carry on. This is all down to experience. You've already got the math skills, but there's all the tiny things about what makes sense to do, and your gut feeling should be learning, like, oh, I should be doing that. I should be getting rid of these ugly fractions and all that kind of stuff. These are the tiny details. So tell me what to do next.
Do you expand the bracket?
Cool. So 2x squared.
Minus 2x
Yeah.
minus 4
Yeah.
equals to x squared.
Cool. What do you do next?
Do you square root it? No.
No.
You add. Do you
Hmm.
add 4?
Add 4. Okay, that's interesting. Why would you say add 4?
Put all the x squares together.
Ah, so you're trying to bring all the x squareds together. Okay.
I don't know.
No, it's alright, it's alright. Not too bad. Okay. This is a quadratic equation. What does that tell you? What does that
You have to
remind
do
you?
it into two brackets. You have to make it equal to 0.
Exactly. So what are you going to do?
So take away x squared.
Nice one. I'm going to put that there and then simplify it, yeah? So 2x squared minus x squared, we've obviously got x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals 0. And then do what you said, put it into two brackets. You know, beginnings are going to be x. What are the ends going to be? The
Mm,
brackets.
that's 4x minus
Maybe it can't be factorized, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it comes back to,
that
yeah, it's a horrible surd format. What does that tell you? This is really good because it's kind of bringing us.
quadratic formula.
Brilliant, fantastic. That was great response. Okay, let's do that. So, what's that horrible formula or that really long one? It's minus.
Minus b
Yeah,
plus minus
yeah,
square root b squared
yeah.
minus 4ac
Cool.
over 2a.
Nice one. Okay, so what does that equal according to this stuff?
2 plus
2 plus or minus, yes. What's the b
1
squared gonna equal?
times minus 4. Pardon?
What's the b squared equal
That's
to?
going to be 2 squared.
Which is 4, cool.
Yeah.
Minus 4
Uh,
times,
1
yep, times,
minus 4
yep. What more
over
could it
2
be?
times 1, which
Cool,
is 2.
yep, excellent. So, let's cross out since you said that, very
You know
good.
when you're doing the quadratic formula,
Yes.
do you just type it straight into the calculator or do you work it out and then put the...
Okay, good question. Again, this is the third answer. Putting in the calculator might not help you, might not, especially and overuse of the calculator makes your brain stop working. You start doing really dumb stuff. I've seen that over the years. So, general answer to your question is keep going with the handwritten stuff. It helps you go in the right direction generally. So let's keep using. It's not hard what we're doing here. So and it might even save you time because when you put too much stuff in the calculator, you might put the wrong but press the wrong button and get a completely useless answer. So just keep going with this. Come on. So 2 plus or minus. I say plus or minus. I'm probably going to get rid of the plus or minus in a minute because when you square root stuff, is by default it's plus or minus. This plus or minus is just to help GCSE students remember that it's two things. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to do that because I know it's a third question, and so it's fine just to keep the square root as normal, and the stuff inside the square
Would
root.
be 16.
So 4
20.
plus 16. Because 4 minus this stuff here, minus 4 times 1 times minus 4 is 16, plus 16,
Yeah.
and it's already got a 4. So 4 plus 16 is
It's 20.
20
And
over
over 2.
2.
And then can you cancel the 2's out?
Yes, you can in a way. You have to have a common factor 2 on the top to cancel with the bottom. Yeah, so you want to be able to say 2 and then something in the bracket plus. Any idea what I'm talking about yet? And there's that.
No.
Okay, so right, so here we go. Let's start with square root 20. What does that become when you're simplifying it? Simplifying that third. You're good at this.
2
2, excellent.
and then 5.
5, yes, very good. Okay, so you got 2 plus 2 root 5 divided by 2. Does that make
Yeah.
sense so far? Good. And can you see yet that there's a common factor 2 on the top?
Yeah.
Cool. Basically, it's 1 plus root 5 divided by 2. We know we've got 2 on both top and bottom, right?
Yeah.
We can, yeah, so it's only when there's got a common factor 2 on top and bottom. So divide both of them by 2, that becomes 1, that becomes 1, and you ignore that, and you ignore the 1 really. And you were going to ask a question.
Was I?
Oh, okay, I thought you were a bit confused about something. Okay, cool. And that's it, 1 plus root 5.
Do you always have to factorize it?
You can possibly see it by just doing that, but that actually means that you factorize it. What, by just doing one go straight away is like a shortcut if you understand already that you actually have factorized it. So my quick answer would say yes, you should factorize top and bottom if you're not really
Okay.
sure what you're doing. Yeah. So 1 plus root 5 is the
The answer.
answer. Yeah, and you know that's the answer because we want it in third form, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and A and B are whole numbers, aren't they? Yeah, 1
Yeah.
and 5 basically. That's cool. That was a nice bit of third practice and all sorts of stuff there.